In the end, Brian hasn't changed his mind at all, has he? Even though I was completely opposed to marrying a girl who only finished middle school. It's so frustrating, I can't believe this is happening. Does he not realize what he's doing to this family?
Amanda, are you seriously bringing this up in the morning of the wedding? I mean, come on. I know you're not enthusiastic about my marriage to Brian, but to hear you say this right up to today is just incredibly disappointing.
What do you mean by just? What do you want to say?
Well, it just makes me feel uncomfortable, you know? It's not something I expected to hear from you, especially not now.
It's a lot more uncomfortable for me to watch my son marry someone like you, who doesn't have much going for her. You should really realize that you're making everyone around you feel uneasy, you know? It's hard to support this union when I see how mismatched you both are.
I'm not trying to do anything like that. I thought we were beyond these judgments.
Listen, my husband is the president of a well-known company. Brian was groomed to be a successor through elite education. He's had the best opportunities and training imaginable. There's just no comparison between him and someone like you, who hasn't received much of an education at all. How can you even think you could fit into our family?
What kind of way is that to talk? I received an education too, you know. Just because I didn't go to a prestigious school doesn't mean I'm unworthy.
From that foolish father of yours, right? It's probably not even a decent education. Don't fool yourself.
That's not true at all. My father worked hard to provide for me, and he instilled values in me that you wouldn't understand.
If you don't have money or a good educational background, and you have no mother to speak of, all you have is a foolish man by your side. The more I think about it, the more I realize you are completely unworthy of being part of our family. It's just a fact.
My father is not foolish. I grew up receiving a lot of love from him. He has a good relationship with Brian too, and that counts for something, doesn't it?
Brian is a kind-hearted at his core. He said that after he takes after our family business, he wants to focus on charitable work. Honestly, I can't wrap my head around why we should help the poor. They're just people who aren't putting in enough effort and expect handouts instead of working hard for what they want.
I actually want to help with Brian's charitable projects. There are many people in the world who suffer from poverty for unavoidable reasons, and I believe we should help those who truly need it.
Sure, there are people like that, but you, on the other hand, seem like a poor person who hasn't made any effort, right? It's so typical for people like you to want to play the victim instead of taking responsibility for your own life.
How can you be so sure about that? You don't even know me.
Well, it's obvious when you look at it. You're someone who blames everything on your environment and has been coddled throughout your life. I'm sure your father is just like that too. He's so soft on himself that he never grows. He probably spoiled you, didn't he? Especially your father, of course. With that foolish face of his, it's no wonder his wife ran away from him. She probably saw how incapable he was.
Is that so? I'll remember what you said, and I hope you remember it as well.
Yes, your father is foolish. And you, born from that foolishness, are foolish too. Keep that in mind. This is valuable advice coming from a successful person.
Well then, I'm looking forward to the wedding. Despite everything, I hope you enjoy it. But really, don't expect too much.
Yes, I look forward to it too. But honestly, I can't wait to see how cheap your wedding dress looks. I'm sure it'll be just as disappointing as your attitude.
You think you can judge me based on my choices? I didn't choose to be in this position. Life just turned out this way for me. You act like your life is perfect just because you have money.
It's not about money, it's about standards. You don't understand the weight of what it means to marry into a family with a legacy. We have expectations and a reputation to uphold, and you don't fit into that picture at all. You need to understand that, for your sake, as much as ours.
I understand perfectly well, and I'm not trying to fit into your picture. I'm marrying Brian because I love him, not because I want to join your so-called elite family. If that's the only thing you care about, then maybe it's you who should take a step back and reevaluate your values.
How dare you speak to me like that? You think your love is enough? Love doesn't pay the bills or keep the family name intact. You're in way over your head, Sophia. The sooner you realize that, the better off you'll be.
You can keep your judgments to yourself. I'm not here to please you or anyone else. I'm doing what feels right for me, and I won't apologize for that. Just because you don't understand my choices doesn't mean they are wrong.
Fine, do whatever you want, but just know that it will come back to haunt you. You're in for a rude awakening, and I can't wait to see how this all turns out. Good luck today. You're going to need it.
Sophia, today is finally your wedding day. I might just burst out crying and make a scene, so please forgive me if I do.
No, please don't shout. That would be so embarrassing for me.
Wait, something bothering you? You don't seem very cheerful. Is it possible that you're feeling a bit of wedding jitters?
Oh no, it's nothing like that. I don't have any worries about marrying Brian. I really believe we can make each other happy. It's just that...
Could it be something to do with Amanda?
Huh? How did you know? Dad, do you know something about her?
What do you mean, know something? Are you referring to the fact that Amanda has the worst personality in the world? Of course I know that. I've talked to her face to face before.
Wait, really? What did she say?
Well, I can't remember everything, but she was going on about her family background and education and stuff like that. In the end, I couldn't quite figure out what she was trying to say. Felt like she just wanted to boast about her family.
I see. So you've experienced her attitude too. I've been dealing with her snide remarks all the time. Just a little while ago, she said something really awful.
What kind of awful thing did she say?
Well, it's not something you need to worry about, Dad. It was just the usual, I won't approve of your marriage kind of nonsense. To hear that on the morning of my wedding is just ridiculous, right?
Come on, just be honest with me. What exactly did she say to you? You were looking down a little earlier, so it must have been something pretty harsh, right?
Really, it's nothing to be worried about. I promise I'm fine.
Did she say something about me? I'm sorry for always being such a burden to you.
Huh? No, it's not that at all.
Isn't it? You don't have to hide it. I know that I'm the one who's inadequate. I've always felt like I've troubled you in some way.
You're not a burden at all. Remember the parent-teacher meetings? I was the one who made you embarrassed. The time I showed up covered in oil.
That's ancient history. I really don't care about it anymore. I might have thought you should have at least wiped your face, but...
Anyway, I'm really grateful to you, Dad. You raised me all on your own, and that's something I appreciate so much.
If I were smarter and could earn more money, I would have been able to give you a more luxurious life. Instead, I've been the one relying on you, and you've even helped me out. Because of that, you couldn't even go to high school.
It's fine. I chose not to go to high school on my own. Besides, you gave up your dream of becoming a comedian for my sake.
That doesn't matter. It's not like it was my dream or anything. I was just invited to do some comedy. I always know deep down that I didn't have any real talent for it.
But I've seen videos of your stand-up routines from back in the day, and they were really funny. You definitely had talent.
No, that's not true at all. It really isn't.
So you don't have to feel sorry for me. Today is my big day. You should focus on that.
But that's exactly why I can't help but reminisce about everything. Still, you're right. It wouldn't be good for me to dwell on my feelings. I'm really looking forward to seeing you in your wedding dress. You can bet I'll be recording every moment.
Yeah, thank you, Dad. I'll see you later. Amanda, what was that speech just now? Why were you only talking about me?
Well, of course. I had things I wanted to say to you. My husband and I are simply respecting Brian's decision, but that doesn't mean we recognize you as a suitable bride. Everyone needs to understand that clearly.
But to speak so ill of me like that, it's not just my reputation that's at stake here. You've tarnished your own as well.
It's far worse for people to think we welcomed you as a bride. We have executives from my husband's company and CEOs from business partners here today. I had to say what I did to set the record straight.
I can't believe this. I just can't accept it. Calling me poor and a high school dropout in front of everyone? And I'm supposed to give my speech after this? How am I supposed to show my face?
Well, you could just show up with your usual downcast, miserable look. With no mother, no money, and no education, it's only natural for you to be looked down upon. You should be grateful that you even had a place in my wedding speech.
How can you say that? You know this is my special day too. All I wanted was to enjoy my wedding and celebrate with everyone. But instead, you've turned it into a scene where I feel humiliated.
Listen, this is about making sure everyone knows the truth. People need to see you for who you really are, and I'm just doing my part. If you're embarrassed, maybe that's just a reflection of the life you've led.
You really don't care about how I feel, do you? You're so focused on your own image and what people think that you've lost sight of what today is supposed to be about.
This day is not just for you. It's also about Brian and our family. And I'll do whatever it takes to protect our family's reputation. If that means I have to say some harsh truths, then so be it.
But the things you said were cruel. You could have found a way to express your concerns without tearing me down like that. It doesn't matter if I come from a different background. I still have feelings.
Oh, please. Feelings don't matter when it comes to the real world. People will judge you based on where you come from, and you need to accept that. If you want to fit in with our family, you'll need to toughen up.
I can't believe you think this is acceptable behavior. Today is supposed to be a celebration of love, but you turned it into a competition of social status. How can you be so heartless?
It's not about being heartless. It's about being realistic. If you can't handle a little criticism, how will you handle the real challenges of being part of this family? It's a tough world out there, and you need to be prepared for it.
I can handle challenges, but not like this. Your words have hurt me deeply, and they've made this day feel like a nightmare instead of a celebration. I just want to be accepted for who I am, not judged based on where I come from.
Hey, don't get too carried away.
Huh? What's your problem? Do you have something to complain about?
Of course I do. How could you say those things about Sophia in front of so many people?
I only spoke the truth, you know. If you're getting upset over the truth, maybe that just shows your lack of proper upbringing.
Sure, it's true that she doesn't have much education and is not well off, but Sophia is generally a kind and good person.
Being kind and good isn't enough to get by in this world, you know. Well, I guess being poor and foolish must run in the family, poor thing.
You can make fun of me all you want, but I will absolutely not allow you to insult Sophia like that.
No, really? And what are you going to do about it? Someone like you, who has no power, how could you possibly get back at me?
I'll just punch you right in your face.
You would raise your hand against a woman? That's disgusting. I'll definitely have to let everyone know about this later. I'll let Brian know too. Maybe he'll reconsider marrying you after hearing about this.
Damn it! I will not forgive you. Absolutely not.
Don't act tough when you can't do anything. Come on, Sophia's speech is about to start.
Sophia's in shock, and the ceremony has temporarily paused. The guests are all taken aback.
What? Everyone seems to be enjoying themselves.
If you really think that, then you're even more of a fool than I thought. No one was having a good time. They were just murmuring and looking around.
You may have seen it that way, but everyone was laughing at the situation. Poor people just don't understand humor, can they?
Well then, I'll just spread that speech all over the internet. Then we'll see what the reactions are online.
Go ahead, do what you want. But I'll also let everyone know that you tried to hit me.
I didn't mean to hit you or anything like that.
Who was it that said, I'll just punch you right in the face? Oh look, Sophia's reputation is going to take another hit.
Damn it! Alright, if that's how it's going to be, I'll explain everything myself.
Huh? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about how you're making a scene and ruining everything for Sophia. You need to realize that what you said has real consequences. Sophia was excited about her wedding day, and then you just had to go and tear her down in front of everyone. How could you be so heartless?
Heartless? I'm just being honest. Someone needs to tell the truth, especially in situations like this. It's not my fault that Sophia does not measure up to our standards.
You think this is about standards? This is about being human. It's about compassion. You can't just bulldoze over someone's feelings because you think you're better than them.
Oh, please, spare me the lecture. You think I care about feelings? This is a wedding, not a therapy session. People need to know what they're getting into, and if Sophia can't handle a little honesty, then she shouldn't be marrying into our family.
What you call honesty is nothing more than cruelty. You have no idea how much courage it takes to stand up there and give a speech in front of all those people. And you just crushed her spirit. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Ashamed? For what? For pointing out the obvious? Someone has to do it. If not me, then who? You? You're too soft-hearted to say anything of substance.
I'm not soft-hearted. I just believe in treating people with respect. What you did today was a disgrace. You might think you're making a point, but all you did was highlight your own ignorance and insecurity. Sophia deserves better, and you know it.
Oh, spare me your righteous indignation. This is the real world, and not everyone gets a trophy for showing up. If Sophia wants to be a part of our family, she needs to toughen up and understand how things really work.
And if she chooses not to be part of your twisted idea of a family, then so be it. You need to accept that some people can be kind and still stand tall without fitting into your mold of success. You might want to take a look in the mirror and reevaluate what truly matters in life. Sophia, can I have a word with you? I need to give a speech right now.
Huh? No, Brian is suggesting we pause the ceremony for a moment.
Oh, I think that's a good idea. If the atmosphere is like this, it will ruin everything. But before we pause, let me give my speech. I need to make sure that guy understands where I stand.
A speech? What do you plan to talk about?
Honestly, I'm not entirely sure, but I definitely don't want him to just walk away with a victory like this. I have something to say in response, and I'll give him a piece of my mind. A speech for a speech.
I get it now.
Just give me the chance to speak, Sophia. I can't let this go unchallenged. It's important for everyone to hear my side of the story.
Okay, I'll make sure you get your moment. Just be careful about what you say.
You don't get too full of yourself. Do you really think you can get back at me with that ridiculous speech of yours?
I said everything I needed to say. I even presented evidence of just how terrible you are as a person, and I spoke in a way that was easy for people to understand.
Your speech seemed to have a strange sense of excitement around it. But it doesn't mean anything when someone as pathetic as you tries to pick a fight with us. You might have tried to call me out, but that speech was utterly pointless.
No, it wasn't pointless at all. If you generally believe it was meaningless, then you wouldn't be getting so worked up about it, would you? More importantly, Brian has said he wants to cut ties with his family. That alone makes it meaningful.
Wait, what? Brian said that.
Yes, he finally realized that your presence is nothing but harmful to Sophia. He's been caught in the middle, torn between his family and his fiancé, but he's finally chosen to prioritize Sophia.
What? What will happen to our company then? It's far too convenient for him to just withdraw from being the successor at this point.
I'm not well versed in company matters, but whether Brian decides to step down or not, the company is in serious trouble, isn't it?
What do you mean?
There are important clients here today, right? If I were an influential person, I wouldn't want to be associated with a company whose representative publicly mistreats his wife. Moreover, there's evidence out in the open showing that this kind of mistreatment happens on a regular basis. Right now, it seems your husband is busy apologizing to the guest.
Wait, is that really happening?
You're a bit too oblivious to the situation, aren't you? Things are far more serious than you think.
I need to do something about this immediately.
You have to understand that your actions have consequences. Your husband's reputation is on the line, and so is the future of your family's business. If Brian truly decides to cut ties, it It will reflect poorly not only on him, but on you as well. This is not just a small issue that can be brushed aside.
I can't believe this is happening. I need to talk to Sophia right now. Sophia, I sincerely apologize for everything that's happened.
What's the point now? I suppose you were instructed to apologize to your husband or something. I don't need an insincere apology.
Please don't say that. I'm truly sorry. I really regret my actions.
How could someone as corrupt as you truly feel remorse? However, if you genuinely are remorseful, then you will, of course, cover the cancellation fees for this ceremony, compensate me for my emotional distress, and pay for the next ceremony as well, right?
Of course. I can pay that much. Could you please let Brian know? I can't reach him at all.
He has said that he will never speak to his mother again, so whatever you try will be in vain.
Then, could you at least support me online?
Support? What do you mean?
Well, you see, my husband's company and I are currently facing a massive backlash. We've received numerous notifications of canceled contracts, and it seems there's even a boycott happening. At this rate, we might go bankrupt soon.
So you want the victim, me, to take your side?
Yes. If the victim does that, it should be calm the backlash, right? Please.
How selfish can you get? This is unacceptable. Please stop contacting me.
Wait a minute. If we go bankrupt like this, you'll also have a hard time waking up to reality, won't you? The employees will end up jobless too. Is that what you want?
It almost sounds like you're blaming me for this. It's all your fault, isn't it? Plus, Brian has apparently decided to use the business knowledge you instilled in him to become independent. It might take some time, but he intends to make an effort to provide opportunities for the employees who are left without jobs. So there's no need for you to worry.
Hold on. Please, just wait.
Oh, I almost forgot. I'm formally suing you for defamation.
Wait. Are you really going to kick me when I'm down? I've already faced enough social backlash.
No amount of punishment is enough. You humiliated my father in front of everyone. I don't mind being made a fool of, but I cannot tolerate someone making a fool of my father.
Wait a minute. Did I hear you correctly? So you're saying that your father said something similar to me?
What?
He said, you can make fun of me as much as you want, but don't make fun of my daughter. So if that's the case, doesn't that mean I can make fun of both of you?
What are you talking about?
Both of you are saying that it's fine to make fun of yourselves. That means I'm free to mock either of you.
What are you really saying? I mean, if we're going by your logic, then both of you said I won't allow anyone to make fun of the other, right? So if it's a situation where both can be made fun of and neither can be made fun of at the same time, wait, what am I even saying?
I'm starting to lose track of this conversation, but both my husband and I are going to end up living in hardship because of our massive debts. We might not be able to survive at all. Is that okay with you?
Yes, you should get a taste of poverty. Oh, but don't ask anyone for help, okay? After all, the poor are responsible for their own situation, right?
You're serious about this, aren't you? It's utterly insane to think you could just sit there and act as if this is all a game. Do you realize how serious this is?
Yes, it is serious. It's as serious as the harm you've caused my family, Amanda.
And the impact doesn't just stop with me. It affects everyone connected to me, including Brian. You don't seem to understand that.
Oh, I understand just fine. The only problem is you don't want to accept any responsibility for your actions. You're trying to shift the blame onto everyone else, thinking you can escape the consequences. But that's not how it works.
You really think I'm trying to escape? What a laugh. You're the one who should take a good look in the mirror and recognize your part in all of this. My husband is suffering because of your insults and disrespect toward my family.
Then maybe you should have thought twice before getting involved with a family like mine. Maybe you should have considered the implications of your actions and how they would affect everyone around you.
How dare you put this all on me? This is your fault, not mine. If you hadn't insulted my father publicly, none of this would have happened.
And yet here we are. You're refusing to see the truth and keep digging your own grave deeper. You think throwing accusations at me will save you from the mess you created? It's delusional.
What I think is delusional is how you refuse to acknowledge your role in this. You act as if you're completely innocent in the whole affair, but that's not true.
Oh, please, if you're going to keep insisting on that, then I'm done talking to you. I have nothing more to say. Goodbye, Amanda. I hope you enjoy living with the mess you created.
Wow, what a journey has been. There were so many challenges along the way. But now that I've cut ties so clearly, it all seems to have turned out for the best.
I really owe it all to you, Dad. Thank you so much for everything.
What are you talking about? Thought thanks to your hard work and determination that we're here today.
No, really, it was your speech that made a huge difference. Did you know that the video of that speech is going viral online?
Wait, what do you mean viral? What does that even mean?
It means that a lot of people are watching it on the internet. They're saying it's hilarious, almost like a stand-up comedy routine. It's getting rave reviews. People are loving the fact that a father stood up to protect his daughter who was insulted by her nasty mother-in-law in front of so many people. It's a classic example of the ideal father.
Are you serious? That's amazing. I can't believe it. But you know, during that speech, I felt this incredible energy. It was like I was really in the moment. Maybe I should consider doing something like that again.
You see, deep down, I think you still have some dreams of your own that you're holding on to. Just be honest with me about it. You don't have to worry about my feelings anymore.
Well, I suppose it wouldn't be completely true to say I don't have any dreams left. I mean, it's been a long time since I felt that joy speaking in front of an audience and getting a reaction from them. It felt so good to make people laugh again. I'd almost forgotten how much I enjoyed bringing joy to others through humor.
That just goes to show how much I've been focused on you and your well-being all this time. Thank you, Dad. Everyone is right. You truly are the ideal father. Amanda's actions led to a catastrophic blow for the company. The repercussions were severe, as the company not only struggled but eventually went bankrupt after a while. This situation did not only affect the business, it also had a significant impact on Amanda's personal life. Her relationship with her husband deteriorated rapidly, resulting in a divorce. They both found themselves burdened with immense debt. In addition to this financial turmoil, they faced cancellation fees for their wedding venue, the expenses associated with planning a new wedding, and were also ordered to pay me compensation for the emotional distress caused. It seemed that they had even lost their home, which pushed them further into a pile of debt. They were reportedly wandering the streets, their faces reflecting utter despair. It is likely that they will never recover from this downfall. I can only imagine the feelings coursing through them as they now lead a life of poverty, a reality they once mocked. I wonder what thoughts fill Amanda's mind now, considering how she used to belittle those living a difficult life, unaware of the consequences of her actions. On the other hand, my life has taken a much brighter turn. I have remarried Brian, and we are celebrating our life together with a beautiful wedding. Each day is filled with happiness as we create new memories and cherish each other's company. It's a stark contrast to the chaos that Amanda and her husband are experiencing. My father, too, has found new motivation in the wake of the situation. He decided to pursue his dream of becoming a comedian once again, inspired by the events that unfolded. As a stand-up comedian, he has taken to the stage with his unique style, using his experiences and humor to connect with audiences. I've had the pleasure of watching him perform at various venues, and his energy is incredible. He looks so alive and vibrant up there, making people laugh while sharing stories from his life. It's clear that he had given up a lot for my sake over the years, and now he is finally able to chase his dreams. Seeing my father pursue his passion fills me with pride. I feel a deep sense of gratitude for everything he has done for me, and I want to support him in his journey. As I have grown into an adult, I realize how important it is to give back to my parents, especially considering the sacrifices they made. I am determined to encourage my father in this new chapter of his life. As for me, I have truly matured through all the experiences I've encountered. The struggles I've faced have shaped who I am today. With Brian by my side, I feel empowered and ready to take on whatever life throws at us. Our relationship is built on trust and mutual support, and I can't help but feel optimistic about our future. Thinking back on Amanda, I can't help but feel a mixture of emotions. While I don't wish her ill, it's hard to overlook the fact that her choices led her down this path. She once enjoyed a life filled with luxury, but now she finds herself in a situation where even the basic necessities are hard to come by. I wonder if she ever reflects on her past decisions, especially regarding her treatment of others. It's a reminder that our actions have consequences and life can change in an instant. As I continue to build my life with Brian, I find joy in the little things. Our mornings together are filled with laughter and shared dreams. We often talk about our goals and aspirations, and it feels liberating to have someone who understands and supports my ambitions. Each day, I strive to make choices that reflect the values I hold dear, not just for myself, but also for the loved ones around me. In light of everything, I have also come to appreciate the importance of community and family. During tough times, it's essential to have a support system. I've made a conscious effort to strengthen my bonds with my family and friends, recognizing that they are vital to my happiness. I encourage my father to share his comedic journey with them, inviting them to his shows and cheering them on. In these moments, I see a new chapter unfolding, not just for myself, but for my father as well. His decision to pursue comedy has not only revived his spirit, but has also brought us closer together. We shared laughs over his routines and discussed the nuances of his performances. It's heartwarming to see how far he has come and the joy he brings to others. I can't help but reflect on how life has a way of surprising us. When one door closes, another opens, and I've learned to embrace these changes with an open heart. My relationship with Brian is a testament to this idea. It blossomed in a time when I least expected it, and it has enriched my life immeasurably. As I navigate this journey, I keep Amanda in mind, not as a figure of resentment, but as a reminder of the importance of making wise choices. Life is unpredictable, and while I wish her the best, I also hope that she learns from her experiences. The road to recovery is long, and I can only hope she finds the strength to rise again, just as my father has. I am committed to supporting my father, and I plan to be there for him as he continues to chase his dream of making people laugh. His resilience is inspiring, and I aspire to carry that same spirit in my life. As we both move forward, I believe in the power of hope and determination. Together, we will face whatever challenges lie ahead, with laughter as our guide. In conclusion, while Amanda's story is one of caution, mine is filled with hope and renewal. Life's twists and turns have led me to a place of joy and fulfillment, and I cherish every moment with Brian and my family. I look forward to a future filled with love, laughter, and the pursuit of dreams, supporting my father along the way as he embraces his passion once more.